Hello students, welcome to Artificial Neural Networks class, and we are going to cover today is prediction networks. What are prediction networks? As if you must remember in Introduction to Software Building, in the introduction part of the initial lectures that I took, we were talking about three types of problems, right? Three types of problems. One of them is optimization kind of problems. One is classification kind of problems, and other one was functional approximation kind of problems, right? So prediction networks is a special type of functional approximation problems. Okay. Just write the title. So prediction problem, as I told you, it constitutes of a special subclass functional approximation problems. Subclass of function approximation problems. Right? So, in what we do in functional approximation problems, we need to determine what we do is we determine the values, right? The values of previous instance. Okay, so basically trying to predict the values, right? I also try to find intermediate values. Okay, so this prediction network can be of two types. Okay, and we're going to see both the types. The first one is recurrent networks, okay, and the second type is feed forward network. So there are these two types of prediction networks. So first we'll start with recurrent networks. Now, recurrent networks contain connections from output nodes to the hidden layer, right? We have seen this something. Recurrent networks are like feedback networks. They contain, what do they contain? They contain connection from output nodes to the hidden layer or the input layers, and allow interconnection between the nodes. Okay, there are many connections between the nodes of the same layer. Okay, or that is between the hidden layers. There are interconnection between the nodes of the hidden layers. Right. So this is what a recurrent network would look like. So there are different types, okay? There are different types of recurrent networks based on the problems. So different types of types of recurrent networks. What kind of problems are there which the recurrent network solve? Okay, so the types that it solves, types of problems it solves. What are different types? There can be forecasting. Okay, forecasting and control. Okay, like weather forecasting and control of machines. Okay, that can be done. Also pattern association and optimization. It can also be used in pattern association, okay, and optimization. So these are the kind of problems that it can solve. Okay, your recurrent networks. So we are going to take one example, and not example, we are going to do a small derivation kind of to explain you how this recurrent network basically work and help you with this solving of these kind of problems. Okay. So I'm going to draw a small recurrent network and explain the whole process. So just going to draw a few nodes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So there is interconnection between these nodes. Okay, W1, 3. This is your W3, 1. Okay. Then there is self-feedback also, W1, 1, okay, and here also there is a feedback, W3, 3, the self-feedback. Now, in between this also there are interconnects like this. So this is an example of a free current network. Now equivalent of this, I'm going to draw an equivalent of this over here. Okay, and let's look at it. How does it look like? These are the output which I'm drawing first. Okay. Now, so this is, let's call this as k plus 1th layer, and the kth layer, what happens is, this is your kth layer of nodes. So as I told you, there's going to be a lot of interconnection over here. And then this guy as well. Okay. So now this can be extended and this can be generalized. Okay. This can be generalized to something, and that's what I'm going to draw now. So this is your equivalent feedback network is going to look like. And these are your inputs over here. Okay. Now if you look at this, what happens is each layer is thought as representing a time delay in the network. Okay. Now here there are k hidden layers in your feed forward network. This is the equivalent feed forward network. Okay. Feed forward network. Equivalent feed forward network is this side. Okay. And it has k hidden layers. K hidden layers. Right. So each of this network which has a unique weight which is associated with any connection in the network in equivalent feed forward network. Okay, and the weights can be arbitrary and the weights connecting nodes from one layer to each layer are identical. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, weight is going to be identical. So Wi comma d, okay, equals Wi comma d L minus 1. I'm going to do which level it is, L minus 1 and comma L minus 2. Here it is L comma L minus 1. Okay. Weights can't be arbitrary. What I said is, I'll just repeat, weights can't be arbitrary. The weights connecting nodes from one layer to the next are identical. Okay. Weights connecting from one node to another, connecting from one layer to another layer are identical. Okay. So the net input to the kth node consists of, okay, I'll just go again a little bit higher. The net input, okay, the net input to the kth node, net input to the kth node consists of two components. Okay, what is that? Due to recurrent connection, okay, and one is external input, right, external input to network. So these are the two things that are there, two components that are there in the k node. So any node that you take over here, okay, you take any node over here, it has two things. It is going to have, due to recurrent connection, it is going to have input to it, and another is its input, that is external input that is coming to the network. Okay, so there are two things that any kth node is going to have in this particular network. Okay, so now I'm going to write an equation based on that. So what is that equation? Let's continue with this same. So net k, net of the kth node. Okay, net of kth node is summation, right, WKL OL T. I'll explain this equation in short while. Plus summation L belongs to I. Okay, sorry, here L belongs to U. Okay, I'll back to the again. What does it mean? WKL ILT. Okay. Now there are two parts as I told you based on this. Two parts that's drawn here. Okay. Now we'll just like go on top and again go and analyze this. Now here this part and there is this part. Okay. This is your first one and this is your second one. What is this first and second? It is this. I just took it a little bit more high. Yeah. So it is this. First is what? Here. Due to the recurrent network connection we have this and the second one is here. So basically in together total the final of this is what? Is going to be summation L belongs to U union of I. Okay, this is union of I. Now I and U, if you're looking at that, I is basically going to be your input and the other U is basically nothing but your hidden layers. Okay, the matrix related to hidden layers or the subset related to hidden layers. So this is related to hidden layers, this is related to input layers, or these are recurrent layers that we have, recurrent network layers that we have. Okay, so this is nothing but WKL again. Then we'll write this as Z, ZL of T. Okay. So this is what your net K of T looks like for recurrent network. Now I denotes, as I told you, I denotes input nodes and U denotes nodes that generate the output. Okay. So I denotes input nodes. Okay. And U denotes what? U denotes nodes that generate output. So these are basically the output layer nodes. Fine. Okay. And now I'll just write one more for you explanation also. Now what is your IL over here? IL is the IL of T is nothing but Lth external input. Okay, to the network. Lth external input to the network at time t. Now this is also important. We're talking about instant, which instant the input has been given, because it's a recurrent network. So we need to understand that there's a time domain over here. There's a time which is very much important. Okay. Now also there is one thing, OL of T. Now what is OL? Is the output. Okay. Output of the Lth node at time t. Is that clear? Now what is ZT? We have not defined ZT. What is ZT? ZT is nothing but vector. Okay? Vector of both external input and output nodes. Okay, it's a combination of vector of both external and output nodes. So that is what we have combined here, right? Here and here. Right? So that is that we have. Now we'll still go and define and check the signal function and the error function, performance measure. We need to check off for this network. Okay? So I'll just go ahead and slightly change the color of the pen I'm using. Let's go back to black. Okay, fine. Yes. So what I'm going to do is, so main difference between the operator of recurrent network and feed-forward network is that the output of each node depends upon the output of other nodes at previous instant. That's very simple to understand because it's a recurrent network, right? So a recurrent network, the difference between recurrent network and feed-forward network is that the output of each node depends on the output of other nodes at previous instant. Okay, that's the main difference. Obviously, a recurrent network depends on the previous instant what is the input. And feed-forward does not depend on that, right? So now we'll start with something. Okay, now OK of net. Right, so not OK of net. OK is f of net, right? So, 1 second. Yes. What I wanted to write was OK of t plus 1. So that is the t plus 1th instant. Okay? OK of t plus 1 equals f of, yes, f of net, right? So f of net at time t. Right? That is what we know. right? This is all simple, right? So if dk is a desired input, if dk is desired input, right? We can have dk as a desired input, sorry, not desired input, desired output of kth node, okay, desired out of the kth node. The performance measure, you can get the performance measure. The performance measure is, okay, for this whole recurrent network, you're going to find the performance measure. Now, performance measure over here, how do you measure the performance? Based on the error that is given. So E, the error at instant t is summation at k, okay, dkt minus okt, the desired minus the actual output, right? The whole set. We all know this, that's the error, right? This can be again written as summation of k, ekt, error square. Fine. Now weights of this network are updated using gradient descent, right? The weights are updated using what? Gradient descent. So I'm just going to write that wi comma j, right? And instant t equals negative. This also we know from the previous derivation what we have done. Okay, tau of et upon tau of wi comma j, right? This is using what? What? Gradient descent, right? Sorry, descent. Gradient descent. And eta is your learning rate. Okay? This is what we already know. Fine. So now what we do is we are using chain rule. Weight updation simplifies to using chain rule. Weight updation is simplified to. Okay. Basically what we do is we are going to substitute that into this equation and see what it looks like. What we are going to do is we are going to substitute this over here, right? I'm going to write the combined answer. Summation k belongs to u, let's say k belongs to output node, so there's eta over here, right? dk of t minus ok of t, right? Then what we have, tau ok of t upon tau wi comma j. This is what we get. Now, how do we get this? How do we get this? Now, if you look at this, I'm just going to take another pen, okay? So we substitute this over here. So the tau of, we basically do partial derivation of this, of E of t. So what will happen? Sorry. What will happen? 2 into, yeah, it will come 2 into this again, right? And then this is going to be a constant, so we don't bother about that. So, and then we have minus of this. So this is what we get. Now that 2 is ignored because it's a constant, and we also have a learning constant over here. Okay? So that's why that 2 gets ignored, and remaining is over here. Okay? So that, and the negative we get, because we take derivation of this with respect to wij, that negative and this negative gets cancelled. Okay? Is that clear? So that's how we simplify. Now what we do is the partial, we have to find what value of this. Now how do we get this? Okay, I'll just go ahead and do that. How do we get that? Okay, so yellow won't be visible. I'm just going to take a darker color, right? So tau of ok of t upon tau of wi comma j, right? So how do we get that? Let's say the t plus 1. Okay, so f dash k of net. Okay, sorry. So here I have to take t, because you have taken t plus 1 here, it will be t f dash of net k of t. So here inside will be summation. L obviously belongs to u and I, right? So u union of I, okay, and wi comma j dou of zl of t. Now this is what we have taken in the previous one, right? What was your equation? What is the derivation over there? WKL into ZL, right? So WKL into ZL. So this is what will happen to wi comma j here. Derivation plus delta I comma k z j of t. Okay, now this z j of t and this part we will look into in short while what it is. Okay. Now basically this is a constant. Okay, basically it's a constant as in it's a Kronecker delta. Okay, so constant as in delta I of k is nothing but it denotes Kronecker delta. Okay, if you have done your partial derivations properly, if you know your partial derivations, you understand what is a Kronecker delta. So where d this is delta I of I comma k, this is Kronecker delta with what? What is the Kronecker delta? This will be equal to 1 if I equals k or 0 otherwise. Okay, so this comes into consideration when you are doing the partial derivation. So these weight changes are repeatedly applied until the termination criteria is satisfied. Okay, this is a whole derivation and this is completely repeatedly applied until the termination criteria is satisfied with initial condition. Now initial condition what we do is you take always delta of v is going to be 0. Okay, initial condition of this is going to be 0, right? Because there is no weight change, nothing is happening. So this will become initial condition. So in each node function, f is a sigmoid function. Okay, here f is going to be a sigmoid function. What is a sigmoid function by the way? Delta is going to be delta of this is going to be sigmoid delta of u. I'm taking a sigmoid function over here. Okay, this is going to be a sigmoid function. For each node function f is going to be a sigmoid function. Sigmoid function we already see that is 1 plus exponential of u, sorry, minus u, exponential of, I think erase this, minus u. Okay, and 1 upon 1 plus this, so minus 1, the whole raised to minus 1, right? 1 upon 1 plus exponential of minus u. So this is your sigmoid function and the computation is straightforward, right? The computation of this is going to be very much straightforward. So what does it look like? I'm just going to write it down. What is this going to look like? Let's take another, write it as s dash of net. Instead of writing f, you write s dash of net of t. Okay, just to understand how it looks like. T plus 1. Okay. 1 minus ok t plus 1. Okay, this is what it looks like, derivative. Right? So this is nothing but similar to your standard back propagation. Compare this with your back propagation equation and you will get the answer. Okay, nothing but similar to your standard back propagation. So we have seen the whole derivation right now. I'm just going to zoom this out and let's look at it in a bigger picture all together. So what we have over here, we started off with recurrent networks. I can give you a definition, what are different two types and what kinds of types of problems we can solve. We converted into a feed-forward network and we said there are two components in that is due to recurrent connection and then one is external input, that is for the network. Okay. Then we took this derivation, we have done two parts of the net that we get. Okay. And after that what we did, we looked into OK of T and we want to calculate the performance measure of this. So when the desired input is given to you and you try to find the performance measure is found using error, right? So error, and then after doing error we took a gradient descent formula and applied gradient descent to it to see how the weights get updated, and we found it that it gets simplified to this equation over here, and then yes, after this what we have here. We have found delta of the partial derivative of OK of t with respect to wij, and that's what we did, and then finally we found this is what it looks like standard back propagation, right? So yes, that was it. Now what is remaining is I'm just going to write an algorithm for this and how algorithm recurrent supervised training will look like. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's take this at one side. Okay, because I want you to look into those values and things that we did. Okay. So the algorithm start with randomly chosen weights. Okay, start with randomly chosen weights over here. At instant 0, t equal to 0, you have to assume initial conditions. Fine. Okay. So delta O of OK at 0, obviously I told you this is going to be 0, right? Yeah, we have seen it over here in the last event where this belongs to I, J and K. This is fine, this is the initial conditions. So while mean square error, we are trying to find the performance measure over here, right? So while, now do this whole, while MSE, that is your mean square error, is unsatisfactory. Just write unsatisfactory. And computational bounds, now this is because you are going to do in computer, so computational bounds are not exceeded. So if you are quite completely in a limit to the whole problem, do. So while and do. While S is unsatisfactory and commercial bounds are not exceeded, do what? Okay, do compute. What do is we compute output of each node. Compute output of each node at next time instant. Okay, at next instant. So what is that? OK t plus 1, right? That is what we are going to do. How we are going to compute? OK is nothing but f of net. So f summation L belongs to U intersection of I. This is what we've seen, right, in the whole derivation. WKL ZL of T. So this is how you compute your output. Now after this, we compute the output, we compute the error, right? We have to compute the error. This is the whole algorithm what I'm writing. So compute the error, summation at K, that's nothing but dk minus OK whole square. It's a mean square error, right? That's it. For nodes K belong to U, I have to specify this nodes. For nodes K belonging to U, that's the output with specified target, which is your target value. What is specified target value? Your dk of t. For output nodes, we specify the target value, right? Desired values. Okay. Modify the weights. Now we have to modify the weights for this. For the nodes which belong to U. Okay. Modify the weights. So how do you modify? Again, that equation that we have written, W delta Wij of t equals eta summation dk minus OK. Okay, and then this will be delta OK of t upon delta Wi comma j. Fine. This is how we operate. Okay, this is whether there's a t over here and there's a t instead, right? So that's it. Now, this is all done, but we have the final equation was over here, this one, right? Now how does this come into picture? Now you modify this, then what we do? For use in the next iteration, we will require this for the next iteration. That is because OK plus 1, right? For OK plus 1 we want it. So what we do is we are going to write it. So again take this on top. Okay. So for use in next iteration, okay, compute that OK, right? We have to compute the OK. So delta O K T plus 1 upon delta W I comma J, okay, it's going to be what? F dash of K net K of T. This is for sure. Okay, this is for sure. We know this. Then the whole equation will come here. What we have seen the derivation. So summation L belongs to U union of I, Wi comma J, delta ZL of T upon delta Wi comma J plus the chronicle delta I comma K Zj of T. Right? Increment time T, okay, and while. We have taken a while loop, right? So we end this. Now I'm again going to take minimize and look tell you what this looks like. Yes. So this was the whole algorithm. Okay, it's become great. I pressed a lot of times. I hope this is going to be visible. Yes, I guess this is visible. So this was the algorithm, and if you look at the algorithm and the whole division over here, it looks somewhat like this. Okay. So that's it. This was your recurrent networks. In the next video lecture, we are going to see feed-forward network for forecasting. What we have seen over here right now was your recurrent network for prediction network. Next is feed-forward network for forecasting. Okay. Thank you very much.